Good morning. It is March the 2nd, 2018, the last trading day of the week. We'll kick it off with our disclaimer. Hypothetical simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have been overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, equities rally. Equities got sold heavily yesterday on the Trump proposed tariffs that are to be announced next week. That selling in equities went round the globe. Ironically, the countries hurt the most by steel tariffs will be Canada, Brazil, South Korea, and I forget what the other country is. Not China. China didn't even make the top 10. So poor Canada. They got whacked on lumber. Now they're about to get nailed on steel. I don't know if Canada produces aluminum with all that cheap electricity they have, or on paper have. But tariffs aren't good news. I mean, rent sinking is a hell of a lot easier than being innovative and remaining competitive. And the biggest problem is that unionism originally made the steel industry uncompetitive. The government took it over in the 60s. That didn't help. Again, rent sinking, crony capitalism. What remained of the steel industry was protected, and so you just get into a downward spiral, and consumers pay tariffs. We don't punish Canada, the people that make the steel. So the cost goes up, and steel and aluminum are in a lot of different products. So now there's some stuff that Trump is doing that right up there with Herbert Hoover. I hope he wakes up from this and chooses a different path. Doesn't look that way, though. So the strength yesterday in treasuries came from weakness in the stock market, and tariffs will hurt the economy longer term too. So we're up, we're maintaining, we're holding those gains. I think we have an upward bias depending on what the stock market do. Right now the note is saying that the stock market might not take a 2650 this morning. The news today: consumer sentiment 99.5 could come in higher than forecast. And Baker Hughes rig count 1284, 978 last. I don't have a feel for that. Prices have been coming down, so my guess is they might come in lower, but I don't know. So the focus will be consumer sentiment, direction of the stock market. And I'd hope this morning to sell 23s to 27s. You put it all together from the London session. It is still a P. So we've got a chance maybe to sell 19. So we'll try for 23s to 27s. Then 31s to 03. And I'll put a question mark at this 20 level right here. Don't know. Might take a 22 to get in. On the buy side, we're there, 13 to 17. Would like to get it done at 13. Lean against support, and then 5 to 9. So Washington, D.C. is shut down because of the high wind forecast. My goodness. They wouldn't make it out here on the plains. I remember we had 80-mile-an-hour plus winds one time across about a 200-mile front, and those 80-mile-an-hour winds lasted an hour, and we had 60-mile-an-hour plus winds for another 3 hours past that. So I guess the forecast is for 70-mile-an-hour winds up the East Coast today. Is that nor'easter? Northeaster for most of us. Spins up. Those are pretty strong winds, like hurricane force. Okay, we got this high right here at 13, 16, so 12 to 16 is number 1. Sell 19 to 23, sell 1. And we've got stops above 20, so 27 to 31. I don't think we have enough to break it out unless the Emini just totally falls out of bed. Supports the buck to 04, 25, 29 by 1. And 17 to 21 by 2. Government shutdown. Can we survive? Nobody says a word about that. I guess it's kind of like a freebie. And nobody wants to talk about a paid day off. Doesn't work that way on the private sector. For a lot of people, if you don't come into work, you don't get paid. If you're on a punch card. They have designed a nice life for themselves, plus being unaccountable. Okay, gold. Trying to trade up. We've got this 25s, pretty clean break in the market, up to 27. So 25, 27 is going to be the first resistance. So 24, 26, sell 1. 29, 31, sell 2. On the buy side, 19s to 21s. That's pretty aggressive. And back to our old 15 to 17, which has worked well for us a couple times. Okay, today at 10:30 we're going to play with a couple of different configurations on the F4, F3 screens. And see, just a different look on the market. It's taking the F5 information and moving it over to the F4. Might help your trading. We want to keep it simple. And we don't want to overcomplicate anything. The euro is strong. Finished strong yesterday. We'll put this little split right here. Pointed up. Q would probably be a more accurate split right there, right out of that area. P stopped at the high volume number. Want to do it that way, so P or Q split. So that really takes us up to the 2350 area. We're 25, 26 right now. Can we get through 35? So I think we might. So let's put 40 to 50, sell 1. Let them get stops above the Globex high, and then 75, sell 2. On the buy side, 123 even by 1. 75 by 2. Well, so far, Canada is being dumped on by this president with the lumber tariffs and now the steel tariffs. You know, I wouldn't think of Canada as a steel producer just off the top of my head. And I mean, for years of reading business articles and the rest of it, shows you how much I know. But different parts of the world have different specialties. But Canada's been especially hard hit by Trump with lumber tariffs, and now the steel and aluminum tariffs are proposed. Was it something a Canadian said that's got him all wired up and hunting for bears, so to speak, with Canada's expense? Okay, 60.50, 60 and a quarter by 1. Crude looks like it's headed lower, 59.75, 60 by 2. Oh yeah, those two would, yeah, that would make you get after them a little bit, wouldn't it? 61, 61 and a quarter, sell 1. 61.50, 75, sell 2. I think crude's a sell to retest yesterday's lows. Stops below 60. Been a while since we've seen those two characters. The McKenzie brothers. Something like that anyway, right? Okay, which way will the Emini go? Let's go back and take a look at some big picture stuff. Want to do that on that chart. Okay, here we are. So I'm just eyeballing right here. I got a very clean break in the market at 2,700. Come back down, probably right in here, the 65 area. We are beneath that. Then my eye picks up 2630. So this 40 to 50 area right down here is pretty important. Right there, that's on the way up. So 42, 43, 50 is a market number. I think we're going to get stops below 50. I like the short side of the market when I started out this morning. Resistance all the way up there at 70. And it's come down quite a bit as they run it down in front of the day session opening. Will the Fed funds protection team be there today? Probably not. Okay, the attractors at 44. Got a little volume budge there. We know there's stops below 50. We got to get through 58 to get there, and that was yesterday's low. And looking at our F2 screen, I'm going to go do it this way. We'll do that split. So we tried to get up, had a hard time getting through the P period high, the N period high right here, the M. So pretty good resistance at 80 to maybe as high as 90, right up in there. Then we have this low right here at 68 to 70, and then we've got just gradually lower highs right here. In Y period, they got stops below 58, yesterday's lows. So right now it's a play for stops below 50. And I had started out hoping to sell 64s to 69, so we're pretty aggressive here. 59.64, sell 1. 69.74, sell 2. On the buy side, 46.51 buy 1. 36.41 buy 2. We've got a lot more going for us in that 26.40 area than we do at 26.50. I think going for us at 26.50 is it is a round number. And that does it. Be back with you as soon as possible. Got some stuff to get up and spread around. Back with you.